In the heart of a sunlit town called Bubblyville, where every rooftop glimmered with soap suds and laughter filled the streets, there lived a cheerful girl named Betty Bubbles. Betty wasn't just any girl. She was known far and wide as the Queen of Bubbles. From tiny, glimmering bubbles that floated like fairy lights to big, wobbly ones that could fit her puppy inside, Betty made them all. Her favourite place was her backyard, which looked like a magical bubble kingdom. Glitter jars, colourful buckets, bubble wands of all shapes and sizes, hearts, stars, even dragon wings covered her work table. And right beside her, always wagging and watching, was her fluffy white puppy, Popcorn. Every afternoon, the two of them filled the air with shimmering spheres that caught the sunlight and painted rainbows in the sky. But one day, Betty had a big idea. "I want to make a bubble so enormous that it can lift me right into the clouds," she announced proudly, dipping her wand into her biggest bucket. Popcorn barked excitedly, his tail thumping the ground. "Woof, woof!" Betty giggled. "Yes, Popcorn, imagine it. A bubble ride above the treetops. We'll see the whole town from the sky." So she began to work. She mixed her secret ingredients, soap, sugar, a pinch of sparkle dust, and her lucky spoonful of lemonade, her own special trick. She stirred and stirred until the liquid shone like liquid glass. She took a deep breath, waved her wand, and whoosh, a big bubble began to form. But then, pop! Betty frowned. "Maybe I need more sugar." She added more, stirred again, and pop! No matter what she tried, the bubbles kept bursting. Soap dripped down her elbows, her hair stuck to her cheeks, and Popcorn sneezed every time a bubble popped too close. "Ugh," Betty groaned. "Maybe I'm not good enough to make a giant bubble after all." Just then, a cheerful voice called from the fence. "Hey, Betty, what's all that popping about?" It was Tommy Twirl, her neighbour, who loved building inventions from old gadgets. His hair always stuck up from the wind of his scooter, and he had a backpack full of tools. Betty sighed. "I'm trying to make the biggest bubble in Bubblyville, but it just keeps popping. I thought I could do it myself, but maybe it's impossible." Tommy scratched his chin. "Impossible? Nah, you just need a boost. I've got a mini wind fan from my science project. Maybe it can help blow your bubble higher without popping it." Betty's eyes brightened a little. "You think so?" "Let's try," he said, running home to grab it. Soon, Maya Mist, the shy girl from across the street, peeked over her garden fence. She loved flowers and often made perfume out of petals. "I overheard," she said softly. "I can help too. Rosewater makes bubbles stronger. My grandmother taught me." Betty's frown turned into a smile. "That's perfect. Bring it over." Before long, her backyard buzzed with excitement. Tommy set up his fan, Maya poured her rosewater into the soap, and Popcorn wagged his tail like a little helper. "Team Bubble ready?" Betty said, grinning. "Ready!" they shouted together. Betty dipped her wand into the shiny new mixture, took a deep breath, and swoosh! The bubble that began to grow was magnificent. It shimmered like a rainbow mirror, glowing pink, gold, and blue. The sunlight danced across its surface as it swelled larger, and larger, and larger still. "Whoa!" whispered Tommy. "It's huge!" "It's beautiful," said Maya. And then, whoosh, the bubble began to lift off the ground. It tugged gently at Betty's hands, pulling her upward. "Ah, it's working!" she laughed, clutching the wand. "It's lifting me up!" Popcorn barked, jumped, and before anyone could stop him, he leapt right into the bubble too. Now there they were, Betty and Popcorn, floating high above Bubblyville, inside a glowing rainbow bubble. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye.